punishment. But does anyone think that I too don't get it? You think I don't watch some of these crime shows where some guy is a monster and he hurts women and children, woman or a child? I mean, and you think that when I hear that he got the death penalty, he was executed, you think that I'm shedding a tear when the evidence is overwhelming, particularly. Listen, I get it that we want vengeance. We like it. That's eye for an eye. But that is really the lower self. Jesus said, "You've heard these things, an eye for an eye." But I'm telling you, it's like this: that anybody who hates his brother is a murderer in the sight of God. If you don't forgive your brother from your heart, just with the whole love your enemy thing, it's so important that we understand this. Because if you're resenting your enemy, you're full of bitterness, vitriol, hatred, okay, then you are in essence a murderer in your heart and mind in the sight of God. You see, so you understand the implication there of not being forgiven. But I'm admitting that schism exists even within me so as not to be hypocritical, but nonetheless, I'm still hypocritical because I'm admitting that I've got that schism going on, that I too can gravitate toward the lower self, the carnal self, the human nature, right? We all have these propensities, okay, to be great or to be low, lesser than great. Let's put it that way. So it's important that we're reaching for the stars. We're not willing to compromise on reaching the loftiest goals that we are able to imagine as human beings, made in God's image and likeness. Literally, children of God, like little gods made in the image of God, having those same qualities and characteristics, that same unlimited potential to grow, to evolve forever in character, in our nature. Okay, that's the way it is. I mean, there is no plateau. We're here forever. Okay, that's what it's all about, this eternal life thing. We can't get off this merry-go-round we call human existence. And so the trick is to get comfortable with it. And the only way to get comfortable with it is to ask for God's help. We're not going to get it from other human beings. And it's all well and fine to admit and talk things over with people. And it feels good, right? It's, it's what's the word? Purgative. It's cathartic, right? So there is benefit to be gleaned from it, but we can't expect too much. We're going to fall back into our weaknesses, okay? And there's just 101 weaknesses that we find. I mean, for guys, if it's not something like porn, right? And, what goes with the porn is typically touching themselves. I mean, I don't want to get too graphic here, but we all know, right? And, the ladies have their issues there too. I mean, they're just human too. And they feel there's need for sexual experience too. But, the difference is, and why I'm always telling you that, women are better than men in the sense they're more powerful than men. They're stronger than men. They're more dominant in that sense than men, is because women are the baby makers. In that sense, they are more powerful, that they are more valuable in that sense. This is the whole where the chivalrous thing of women and children first. I mean, of course, it's just like these natural laws that are evident through empirical evidence. You see it everywhere. This is just the way it is, guys. I mean, even the developer, the inventor of the game of chess got this, that the queen, if we want to keep one piece that's got the most versatility and agility, it would be, and power in the game, would be your queen, right? She's got the most moves, straightforward, side to side, and diagonally. I mean, that's as many moves as she wants. I mean, that's a pretty nice piece to have. So the woman is more powerful, and the topper is that she's more self-controlled sexually. So this is why the woman is so valuable to a man. And this is why it's not good for a man to be alone. So the worth of a woman to a man cannot be underestimated. It's just the way it is. I mean, it's more than just your better half, guys. I mean, the woman is, I mean, I just don't, it's hard for a single man to put it into words, but it's everything. I mean, when you've spent enough of your life alone, like I have, and you're a guy like me that has valued the idea of having a happy wife since you were a child. For me, it goes back to when I was 7 years old, and it dawned on me that that felt right. That felt good, is to just have a happy wife. I knew would make me a happy boy, well, at that time, but a happy man. I could just see it. It was just, wow, that's what I really, really wanted. That's what I really, really valued from a very young age. And to this day, it hasn't changed. That has just grown and grown and grown. And it's just, wow, my God. I mean, it's no wonder I'm so nutty about this gal that I am smitten by lately. And it feels really good, but it's really painful too, because it brings out a lot of emotions about how hard it was to let go of my first beloved, how committed I was to her, even though I had committed adultery. And so I didn't want to lose her. I wasn't willing to. You see, I didn't want to hurt the other woman either, but she was just using me. I mean, I don't know what she was thinking, but she was being foolish too. I mean, a home wrecker. She knew she was committing adultery. So, I mean, she committed sin too, and she probably hurt her soul very badly too. Okay, she did wrong. It was immoral. It was sin. It was adultery. So, but whose fault was it? I mean, when two people commit adultery like that, they both screwed up bad and they're on their own. I mean, they're not there for each other anymore. I didn't want to lose my wife over this. You understand? I never would have done it, ever, not for any amount of money, for anything, and including everything in the whole world. I wouldn't have hurt my beloved like that. So you can understand how painful this was and how I can't emphasize this enough to guys that haven't done this, that haven't committed this, but spread the word to other men. Share these stories that, hey, it's bad. It's, point to the story of King David. And this is what it feels like. It feels like somebody's going to take a chainsaw to you, and the pain you'll inflict upon your kids. I mean, it just never ends. But listen, I've grown a lot. And my life has changed for the better. So if my love for Lauren remains unrequited, I can handle that. I can dig it, man. I mean, I'm not her guy. She says, I don't want him. I mean, I see some, I think he's cute. I think he's a nice guy, and he's smart, whatever, philosophical. She might, appreciate some of my values, but she might say, she's just not my type of guy. I'm looking for a guy, this and that. She got a list of qualities that she wants in a guy, and she's not seeing them in me. I'm fine, okay, that's fine. I mean, I just wanted a date. Hey, maybe I'd see something I didn't see that was a turnoff, and I'd say, that's it. I'll be nice and respectful about it, but pass. I mean, so even if she showed interest in me after a date, I may not show interest in her. So it's a two-way street. All I know is from everything I can see, it's like, wow, I don't see a flaw, and she's perfect, and I want to give her my life, and I don't know. Look, all I can say is, yes, I've been a bit nutty about it. I admit that. It's been really hard, and I can attribute my nuttiness to spending way too much time alone. For a guy that has valued the wholeness of having a beloved to give 100% to, yeah, it's been really sucky for a long, long, long time. And yes, when I have fallen in love, and it hasn't happened since my first former beloved, it's a big deal. It's a big deal, okay? And I can't be cool. I can't be coy about it. I've got to let the world know. And it goes back to the teachings of King Solomon that are a real head scratcher when he said, restrained love, hidden, concealed love is worse than an open rebuke. Okay, to wrap your mind around that, you got to pray about it. You got to understand, what's he trying to say there? I mean, stop mincing words, King Solomon. What are you trying to say here? And he's saying that, hey, when you love somebody to that degree where you're like, wow, I am utterly smitten. I want to die in this person's arms. I want to go through eternity with them. I want to give them 100%. I want to make them the happiest man or woman in the whole world. Okay, you cannot shut up about that.